जय श्री माता जी। जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी के श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करके सामूहिक बंधन लेंगे। लेट अस ऑल humbly bow down at lotus feet of Shri Mata ji and take collective बंधन। तीन महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र, श्री महामंत्राज एंड श्री गणेश मंत्राज।
Shri साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री
ध्यान की इसी स्थिति में अब हम सब श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी सुनेंगे। इन दिस मेडिटेटिव स्टेट वी विल नाउ लिसन श्री माता जी अमृतवाणी।
I bow to all the seekers of truth. Today, the Sahaj Yogis from Delhi have given me a particular subject on which they want me to speak. And the subject is God realization is the aim of human life. It amuses me to think of a subject which is so obvious to me that what other goals human beings are having has no meaning at all in my own opinion. But today, in these modern times, I feel that God realization is not a far-fetched aim or a later aim, but imminent, immediate aim of human beings. Some people might say, now we are young, so we can do this later on. Just now we are quite happy people. Some of you may say that we are doing a good work, we are not bad people, we are not dishonest. So what is the need to have this self-realization or this God realization? Moreover, there is a big market of many Babajis and all kinds of false fake gurus who have disillusioned, especially the Indian seekers, about God, about spiritual life, and about a guru. But to make the things worse is this, that so many seekers are born in this precarious time, first of all, and the situation of human existence itself is a thing of question. Under these circumstances, we have to get to the problem of finding out the solution, knowing why, despite all the effort of human beings to bring peace and joy to humanity, has failed completely. How is it that we find all kinds of horrible, negative people are in charge of all the nations, of all the organizations, of all the researchers, and of all the so-called knowledge seekers? How is it the people who are doing wrong things have become so successful if there is God? So, the existence of God itself is in question today. I do not know whether you really want God's realization or not. Now I am here to plea for God and plea for His existence. It is not a difficult thing at all. Because He exists, He has existed, He will exist. He works out everything while we, in our ignorance, think that we are doing things. We do not do anything whatsoever, take it from me. What we do is a dead thing, like a tree is dead, we make a furniture, we think we have done a great achievement. We cannot make one flower, living flower. There are so many you see here, beautifully done. Leave alone that, we cannot convert one flower into fruit, we cannot do any living work whatsoever. Also in religion, what we have done is nothing but harm to God and harm to His cause. We have just created Shabda Jalam, the net of words. Here is a guru who gives a big lecture. He talks big about God, he says, oh, this will happen, that will happen, you should come to God, you will get this, you will get that. Even up to the point, then they say that you will get your horses win, your elections win, all sorts of things. With our own concept of God, we have brought Him down to such a level that the whole human mind refuses to accept the existence of God. But it's all your doing. He is what He is. He will be what He will be, and what He was, He would have been. You cannot change Him with your own concept and ideas. So that the second question comes in, why should we seek God? We are happy in this country, whatever may be happening to us, we are happy people. Somehow Indians know how to make themselves happy. So, why should Mother talk of giving you self-realization and all that? We are not such seekers as they are in the West. Because they have reached a stage they have developed to that stage of affluence, the material wealth, that now they know they are just going to jump into the hell of destruction. They realize it. They can see it because they are fully developed now to see that. You have to be a developed country to see that. Every one of them is talking about it, though they may not think about it, they may not go about it, but they are seeing that there's something definitely wrong that has happened to us, and where are we going? But here we have branded ourselves as developing country, one of the developing country. I don't know what we need to be developed. So while running after that so-called development, we don't see the pit in which they are going to fall. We are just trying to follow them. And we don't realize that there is any sense in seeking God. All these developed countries are realizing, absolutely they are aware, because they see horrible things around them, which is so shocking and surprising to any thinking man whatsoever. They see that in a place like London, not England, but London, every week 2 children are killed by their parents. Legal children. They don't bother about legality and illegality at all. That point is over. They are actually proud of it. But we Indians should know how they have developed themselves, that in that so-called great city of London, this is what is happening. It is shocking to us. I may tell you, this will happen to us also. They look like brutes to us, worse than animals to us, but we are going that way if we just blindly follow the developing pattern of the developed countries. What is gone wrong with them, we should really see clearly. They are like the tree that is growing without the roots. Any tree that grows without looking after the roots has to collapse. It has to collapse. If there is a big tree, it must have a deep root. If it does not have a deep root, then it has to collapse. And this is the great country of yoga, which has the knowledge of the roots. But we are trying to learn the knowledge of the tree because we see the tree and don't want to know anything about the roots that exist here, that nourishes this tree. That is why it is important to know the knowledge of the roots. If you don't know the knowledge of the roots, the outside knowledge is of no use, it has limitation, it goes to a point and just drops down. The knowledge of the roots is only possible when you become subtler than human being. You live at a gross level. As a human being, I would say, as we are born as human beings, it's all right. But why are we human beings? That question, if you ask yourself, why we are created from amoeba to this stage as a human being, then you will realize that there must be some purpose in getting this kind of a body, this kind of a face, this kind of a mind and ego and super-ego. There must be some reason behind why God has created us as human beings. And as you start thinking about it, it's a serious thing. We do not know why we are on this earth. We have no idea as to why God has created us. We do not know what is the meaning of our life. We do not know what is the fulfillment of our life. We are just floating in the air without knowing our roots. Now the problem is, if you have to have the knowledge of the roots, if you have to have, you cannot force it. Of course, you are forced also in a way. Like if you are sick and the doctor say you are incurable, then you start thinking, oh God, please cure me. But by saying that, why should God cure you? You are not even connected with God so that He should hear you. And when He cannot cure you, you start blaming Him. That, see, now I was praying to God, I took His name so many times, I read the scriptures so many times, and I can't get to Him. But don't you think there must be something wrong in the technique? Supposing this is not connected, then should I blame this, or should I blame that there is no connection, so please put the connection on? And that is why when many Western people have questioned me that, Mother, you say that your country is great and is a yoga bhumi, then how is it that you have so many problems in your country? Why there are so many problems of poverty of so many types in your great country of yoga, where according to you gods reside? Because the human beings are not interested in God. They are not at all interested. They are interested either in money or in power or in some emotional attachment, my child, my baby, my house, my. Whenever you say my, you are not I. You are saying my this, my that, my that. Where is the I? So the interest of Indians on the whole has diverted, has been shifted to something that has no value at all as far as the sustenance of life is concerned. But to us, to our attention, which has become so wobbly, all these glamorous outside developments of the West are so appealing that we think that we must achieve all this nonsense, must fall into the pit, and then we'll think of God. But without your spirit, without your Atma, if you develop yourself, then you will become like those people who kill their children, cruel like them, because you just become like machines. If the machines are developed without the light of spirit is there to guide your way, you will become absolute machines, and there will be no feelings in you. In the beginning, so many who come and see me, they say, Mother, what's wrong? The things in India still we think as horrible. They say, what's wrong? And a person like Freud, who was nothing but a satanic force, absolute satanic. Indians don't know what he preached. They have no idea as to what he taught. Otherwise, you would not even allow me to take his name. Such a horrible, inauspicious personality he was, they accepted him fully. they had three unholy trinities. One of them worked on their architecture, this, that, another one like this, and third one on their music. And ruined them completely, and they are not aware of it. It's a very serious thing. So when we are headlong going towards that development and thinking that we are on the right path as long as we do not do anything wrong, as long as we are paying our income tax, we are very great people, you are sadly mistaken. Spiritual life is to be achieved by every human being, because that is why he was made a human being. Those who do not achieve it have problems, but they are not aware that they have these problems because they have not achieved spiritual life. The first problem they face it is that they are physically handicapped. All physical problems can be solved if you achieve your spirit. All so-called incurable diseases can be cured if you get the power of your spirit. That doesn't mean that you should find out all the sick people of Delhi and bring it to me. That's very common. There must be some, at least, people who are physically better off. But that's not so important. To some people, it is a very great praloban. It's a very big attraction that you should do this just to achieve physical well-being. It's a very, I should say, a very low aim in life. I have seen many big wrestlers who come to me and say, "Mother, give us peace. There's problem in my family. I have no peace of my heart. Please give me peace." So it proves that only health doesn't help human beings. Today, even we may say that we are not heard of about 25 years back. We had never heard of so many diseases about 50 years back, but 25 years back also many diseases were not known, which are suddenly coming up to the minds of human beings. I wanted to start a Sahaja Yoga center in a village. So I asked one gentleman to make a complete table of how many people are sick near this village, around this village, and those who have no problems. And he made one big circle of about these 14 villages, made a survey of it. And there was just a streak of white line in the whole of that circle, which showed that there are so many normal people living in those 14 villages. Either they are physically off, or mentally off, or materially absolutely down below. Nobody was a satisfied soul except for a streak, which happened to be Sahaja Yogis in that area. The physical problem arises from imbalances within us, which cannot be understood without the light of the Spirit, about which I am going to speak tomorrow. Then the mental problems. That is the biggest problem today in the West. 65% people in the West are supposed to be schizophrenic, so be careful about them. They are very inconsistent in their life. They are moving in one line and suddenly you don't know how they shoot off. Why these things have happened to them? If they are supposed to be the ideal people where we have to rise, why it has happened to them? There is no peace in their heart. Poor things have lost that blissful existence as a human being. On the contrary, they are like frying themselves on a frying pan of this modern civilization. The best thing to know about it is to go there and see for yourself. Though I must say there are great seekers, very great seekers born in those countries. Not in our country. Not in India. In India it is not so. Here we have great saints and the rest is like what you can say the Pankajaha, they have come up. Out of the mud, these great saints have come up. They stand there with their fragrance while we are there just singing their songs. The seeking is not there. The trouble is how to create the seeking. You can take horse to a river to drink the water. You can force him. But if he is not thirsty, he will not drink. How to make him thirsty is a big problem. Even if you pour water into his mouth, he is not going to drink it. If you do not feel thirsty for God, it is only because you have not known what it means without the blessings of God. What happens? And a day may come that you will be so thirsty and there will be no one to give you water. So it is better that you better ask for that water of eternal life and establish yourself into that. The more you are complicated in the cities, the more you are busy with all superficial things of life and artificialities of life, you just forget what you are facing, where you are going to land. You have no idea at all. Morning till evening, you are getting up, running, jumping for some sort of a nonsensical achievement and aim in life, which is not the aim of your life at all. The aim of your life is to seek your spirit. Scientists may challenge Sahaja Yoga. They have many a times. But how can you talk to the scientists who do not have any knowledge of the roots? Whatever you see obviously and you analyze it, it is of no value to people because everybody can see it. But what about becoming subtler to go to that deeper knowledge of your being, which is within yourself, to understand and assimilate that blissful existence which is being promised by all the saints, all the prophets in all the religions. It's most surprising how people are fighting in the name of religion. The other day, I gave realization to one of the political leaders, which is a difficult thing, I know, but I did it. And he was to speak to a group of people and he called me there. And one of the solutions he gave to them was that in India we have too much of jati pati, too much of caste system. So to get rid of it, we should not talk about it. We should not mention that everything has been tried. We are so consistent about these things that we will never give up, whatever you may try. Even if you hear the name of someone whom you know to be of your caste, immediately the face will change, as if that person is going to give you the heavens. So people really bombarded him with some questions. He said, you all have tried all these tricks, nothing has worked out and it is all absurd. Now you said, bring the Harijans, bring this, all has created problems and nothing has come out of it. So what is the solution? To get rid of this artificial thing called as jati. The best thing for it is to give you a second birth. So the first birth is wiped out. You have your Punarjanma. By that your first birth is completely wiped out. There is no trace of it left and you become nothing but a yogi, yogi jana. You become the yogi jana. And when you become the yogi jana, you will be the understanding that your priorities have changed completely upside down. Then you do not see a person in the outward way, but you see the roots of the person and you really enjoy that person. First time you start enjoying another person when you yourself become a yogi. And if you meet another yogi, then you just enjoy that person. On the contrary, I have seen people of the same profession otherwise bark at each other as dogs do. You meet somebody who is doing, let's say, a housewife. A housewife will always be barking at another housewife. A politician will be always barking at another politician. A musician will be always at the throat of another musician. Here, once you are realized, once you become the spirit, what you enjoy is the bliss of your spirit in the other person. Just now, the lady sang a music to you. She is a Sahajogini. To the people who have come for the first time, it's just a music. To the people who have been realized, who are settled in realization, to them, it was the awakening of the Kundalini. They felt the vibrations, the blissful flow of the Chaitanya Lahari. To them, she was the giver of that song which gave this tremendous joy. So except for gratitude, what other attitude they can have towards her? If everything becomes joy-giving, then how can you hate each other and how can you be jealous? We have never used the power of love. That's why I said the time has come now to become one with that power which is all-pervading, which is doing all this living work, the all-pervading power of Adi Shakti, the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost, the ruh of the Quran. Just feel it for the first time and make your life worth something. If you don't do it, what will happen? I don't want to shock you with horrible things. But all the horrible things are happening today to any person or to community, to caste, to any samaj or any society or any countries because there is no spiritual life in them. You can blame everything for one reason, that they have not got their Atma awakened within them. One central bindu, the central point, controls the whole periphery. The totality is controlled by your Atma. But you don't allow your Atma to come in your attention. Your attention is not enlightened. Unless and until your attention is not enlightened by the Spirit, you do not know what is the absolute truth. You live with relative world. And relativity gives you confusions, problems, wars, and destruction. We may think that despite that, Mother, we have achieved a lot in science. There are many people who have been saying that to me. All right, accept it. But what you have achieved is nothing but all the means to spread the message of the Holy Ghost, the message of the Adi Shakti, the message of this all-pervading power. Now, this one, you'll be amazed, is also catching Chaitanya Lahari in it. On the television. I stood once on the television in Hong Kong, and the people who saw me standing I asked them to put their hands towards me because the one who did my program was the owner of that television and was a real soul. And so many people wrote to me that they felt the cool breeze in the hand and that they are feeling much better. Some people also got cured on that. So whatever you have created through your science, if it is used for its own purpose, it has some meaning. Otherwise, if you see in totality, science has created nothing but all the ways of destruction. These little patchworks you don't think, but in totality. See, the total effect of science is destruction if it is not used for exposing, manifesting and spreading the work of God is all going to lead you into terrible mess. But we still are sleepy. In India, we are sleeping as far as spiritual life is concerned, I must confess. We will wait till our children become hippies. They take to drugs. They beat the parents. Parents kill the children. And then they may think of coming to Sahaja Yoga. That time, there may not be any possibility. And this is the time to awaken to this occasion. For all of you, whatever may be your position, you may be a big man, small man, I don't understand anything out of it. Your only responsibility is to know your spirit, which God has given you, as your right, as the right of a son, whom God Almighty, the Father, who is the love, wants to have this great power that lies within him to manifest. I know, I admit, I confess that in the name of God, people have done all kinds of wrong things, I accept. But that doesn't mean that something is wrong with God. On the contrary, it proves that God must be something so great that people have tried to hide their bad things behind such a great thing. Like supposing the table is not very good, we cover it with a very good tablecloth. In the same way, people have tried to cover all their bad deeds with a tablecloth like that. But mostly people in India are not aware as to the duty they have towards themselves, towards their society, towards their country. And as a country of yoga, it is very important that Indians must come up to show to the world. I went to Japan and the Japanese said there's no one from India we met so far, those who have come from your secretariat. Not one person we have met who knows about self-realization. It's a shameful thing for us because we are the people where so many saints have worked day and night. Perhaps we are not aware what the nature has done for us. Say in Maharashtra, it is said that there are 3.5 pithas. What are these 3.5 pithas? We have never bothered to find out. To us, all this nonsense. These 3.5 pithas are what? What do they mean? Have they any relevance to truth, or they are just talking big, or they are just taking money out of it? And what are these pithas? We do not know. Of course, in Punjab, we may know about the dollars, but not about our country. We are not bothered. What are these 3.5 pithas we have got in Maharashtra? What are the Ashtavinayakas which are there? These 3.5 pithas show that in our country, in Maharashtra, lies the Kundalini of the universe. Are you aware of it? Greeks are better than us, I can tell you this much. Though they have lost all their sense of proportion, They have brought all their gods to worldly forms. At least they are aware that there is something like serenity, there is something like godliness which must be sought. I went to Greece and they showed me a place. They said, do you know this is the navel of the universe? I said, I know that. How? I said, I know. I said this much before, that the navel of the earth is in Greece and the Europe is all the visaras, the void of the universe. But do you know how many great people have given their spiritual wealth to this place, Delhi itself? We have no idea as to what we have. We have no idea as to what precious things we have with us. And we are living with something so artificial, plastic, good for nothing things. I mean, I felt amused when they told me I have to speak on this subject to Indian audience, that the aim of life is God realization. The basis of Indian culture is nothing but Atma Sakshatkar. When my granddaughter was born, they sent her kundalini to be made by our family astrologer. And he sent a telegram saying it's a great thing that this girl is Atma Sakshatkari, born realized, and her guru is in the family. To us is the most important thing that we get a Sadguru and get our Atma Sakshatkar. To Indians it is the most important thing. That's the basis of our culture. Not these dancings and things like that. These come later. Because our music, dance, everything comes from Omkara, from Atma. But we have erected big concrete jungles out of our religions. Big buildings, sanghas, this, that, nonsense. Atma Sakshatkar is the point. But we believe in Shabda Jalam. This person is great, that person is great because they have a big property, because they have got a big ashram where you can go and find somebody sitting quietly, talking nothing. All abnormal ideas we accept in religion, and because of that we have declined from our real path of self-realization. First and foremost idea is that all the yogis have to be sannyasis. Absolutely wrong idea we have. Who was the sannyasi, Rama or Krishna? Guru Nanaka and Kabira? Santa Tukaram or Gyaneshwara? Who was the sannyasi among them? On the contrary, those who proclaim sannyasa are something very hypocritical. What is there to proclaim sannyasa? Sannyasa is a temperament, is the personality of a person who is a sannyasi. He may live like Raja Janaka. We know all these things very well. We know the story of Raja Janaka, I need not tell you. I know some of you can recite the whole of Gita before me. But as far as the self-realization is concerned, there is no trace of it. Only talking about God, showing off the knowledge, doesn't give you self-realization. Self-realization is a happening that must take place within you. And you have to feel these Chaitanya Laharis, these Saundarya Laharis in your hand. You have to feel this all-pervading power. As Mr. Subramanyam has told you, that this is just the beginning. Is the awakening of the Kundalini and breaking the Sahasrara just the beginning. Yes, it's true. Just like a seed is sprouted by the touch of Mother Earth, you are receiving your self-realization, your second birth. and you feel beautiful after that. But then you get lost. You just get lost. And then I think of the parable of Christ, that some seed fell here, some seed fell there, and most of them were lost. So the second part of it, that as human beings, you have to know what you are. You must evaluate yourself. You must know you have not come on this earth to gather some money and die and leave some for your children to get spoiled. But you are here to get that eternal life. For that you have to work the whole thing out, understand about yourself, understand about your roots, what you are. I say human beings are the greatest creation of God, the highest kriti of God. But only thing is, he is in ignorance. When the light comes in, his glory, his greatness shines before him. And he sees himself as a glorious personality. And then he sees others also with that glorious personality. Is a very different thing that happens to him. They are called as dvijahas in the real sense of the word. Brahmins are not born, they are reborn things. Those who call themselves Brahmins are not Brahmins according to Sahaja Yoga, not at all. Those who have known the Brahma are the only Brahmins. Once you know that, you will not form any cults and any such things which demarcates human beings from each other. You are all part and parcel of one Virat, of one Akbar. Only thing, you have to awaken yourself into that greatness. But if you do not do it, as I said, I don't want to shock you, but anything can happen to an individual and to the society of such sleeping citizens and to the nation of such sleeping citizens and to all their progeny that has to come. So I want to warn you, the time has come. Awaken yourself. Don't waste your time on nonsensical things. Awaken yourself. Once you have awakened yourself, you will realize that most of your time you have wasted so far. Now only you come in the real, timeless atmosphere of complete enjoyment of your being and of others. But this is not just talking or lecture. It is not. It is the happening, the actualization. So you must have respect for yourself. You are the temples of God. So do not feel in any way guilty or anything. You are all temples of God. As I said, you are the most beautiful thing God has created. And with such grace, with such beauty, that you'll be amazed when I'll tell you one by one tomorrow how God has created so beautifully and how this instrument is placed within you to play the melody of God's love. You'll be amazed. I'll end up my lecture today by telling you a sweet story of Shri Radha, that one day she felt jealous of the flute that Shri Krishna was carrying on his lips. And she asked Shri Krishna, what is so special about this flute that she is always at your lips? Shri Krishna smiled and said, why don't you go and ask the flute itself? So she went to the flute and asked, what is your speciality that you are always at the lips of my Lord, the Lord of the universe? She said, Shri Radha, don't you know that I have no speciality? I have no ego left in me. I am a hollow personality. Only thing I know that the Lord is playing the melody and I listen to it, and I'm amused at people when they say that the flute is being played. May God bless you. as I decided to tell you tomorrow about the Shaktis, that different Shaktis that work out this human existence, and about the chakras. Today, we'll first try to achieve this first sprouting. Now the left side has the power of desire. It's called as the Ichha Shakti. While the right side is the Kriya Shakti, is the power of Kriya. You know what is Kriya, is action. So we have to use the left hand steadily towards me, so that the left hand is the power of desire. The desire is that you are seeking your self-realization. Is the desire. Is the Shuddha Ichha, is the pure desire. All others are Vikrut, are perverted. The Shuddha desire, the purest desire, is one, to be one with the Spirit, one with the God. So just you have to say in your heart that, Mother, it is my pure desire to be the Spirit. Say it in your heart. Now put this right hand on your heart, on the left hand side. This city of Delhi has too much pressure on the heart. I have really perspired the way you are having pressures on your heart. You don't know you are in for trouble. All of you seem to be very much pressurized on the heart. So please put your right hand on your heart to reduce the pressure on your heart of tensions and things like that. And now keep your eyes shut. You are not to open your eyes till I tell you. Keep your eyes shut and say a mantra that gives you the understanding of what you are. Just ask a question thrice. Mother, am I the Spirit? Now, you need not ask loudly in your heart. Ask a question. माँ, क्या मैं आत्मा हूँ? Ask thrice. Now please bring this right hand down below on the stomach, on the left hand side. Again you push it a little. Right hand को पेट पर नीचे की ओर ले आइए. लेफ्ट साइड में दबाकर एक सवाल पूछिए. माँ, क्या मैं स्वयं का गुरु हूँ? Please ask a question. Mother, am I my own guru? Am I my own master? Because the principle of your master, Guru Tattva, resides in this area. Of course, we have had very great gurus, no doubt, but you too have the Guru principle. And the mother wants you to be the Guru, means to be the Spirit. The Spirit is your Guru. Ask this question please 10 times, because Guru Tattva is distributed into 10 folds or 10 petals, which you will know tomorrow. With great respect to yourself, with understanding how God has created you through various yonis, through various species, and has brought you to this level. You just ask a question, Mother, am I my own spirit? Again, when you put your right hand on the heart, now with full confidence, you have to say, Mother, I am the Spirit. You must accept this position, you must accept this Sihasana, this throne of your Spirit. I just say, Mother, I am the Spirit. I am the Atma. In all glorious ways. Mother, I am the Spirit. Please say it 12 times. You are nothing but your Spirit. Now put this right hand across the forehead. Mother, I forgive everyone. Go on saying till your thoughts stop. On your Bhari Pradesha. Not on top of your head, but on your mastak, as you call it, or kapal. I forgive everyone. Just one second, with your heart in it. Just say, I forgive everyone. Just say that. Now to say that it is difficult, is mythical also. Because when you don't forgive anyone, you are doing nothing. You are torturing yourself. You are not torturing the other person. So just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, without feeling guilty, you have to say to God, if I have done any mistakes, please forgive me. Without feeling guilty. Now, put this right hand on top of your head, on the Talu Pradesha, where you will find a heat coming out of your head. Just start pressing at the Talu Pradesha, at the fontanel bone area. Talu Pradesh के ऊपर अपनी हथेली रख के दबाइए थोड़ा और देखिए वहाँ से गर्मी सी आ रही है. After that, raise your hand higher and see if there's any cool has started coming out on the fontanel bone area, on the Talu side. This is, just feel it. Don't raise your hands, just feel it if it is coming out. Now change your hand, right to the left, and put your left hand and see. Put your right hand towards me. Don't open your eyes, please. Raise it higher and see if there is any cool breeze coming. be just putting some breaths. You may again change your hand and see for yourself. Try again, change. Is there full breeze coming out? Yes? Now I will teach you, open your eyes, put both hands closed. How to raise your own kundalini, because you are your own guru. You can raise your own kundalini. Kundalini is placed above this portion. So put your left hand like this, straight. All of you should do religiously. Little further, all your diseases, troubles can be overcome by Kundalini Awakening. Now, turn the right hand like this, forward, downward, backward, upward. Like that. Go on doing it slowly, slowly, bringing it to your head, absolutely up to the top of your head, and turn it and give it a knock. That's first one. You have to do 3 times. Now again, put your hand like this. Try to move right hand. Left hand is to be kept like this, moving steadily. Upward, 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 on top of your head. Turn it fast and give a knot. One more. But this time we have to give 3 knots on the head, but don't take down the hands. Again, that's it. Turn it. Once, twice, thrice. Now see in your hands. Are you feeling the cool breeze? Alright? It's very subtle. On top of your head also you can see. On the tongue, just move it. Alright? You can raise your hands towards me like this. All of you. Just raise your hands and see if something is going down from your hands. And in the heart you ask a question, Mother, is this the Brahma Shakti? Ask a question thrice. For the first time you are feeling it. Alright? Now bring it down. Many of you have touched it. Many of you, I could see, have touched it. But in 2 days later, we try to establish it and give you some idea about Kundalini, chakras, and the 3rd day, how to maintain yourself alright and how to give realizations to others. Like that, we'll speak for 3 days. It's going to be a very pragmatic and practical thing. Thank you very much.
अब हम सब श्री माता जी की आरती करेंगे। नाउ वी विल ऑफर आरती टू श्री माता जी।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा, माँ कर दिया उजियारा। कलियुग में माया है, कलियुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधुर संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा हमसे करा देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका साक्षात् श्री कल्कि साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्कि साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
श्री माता जी, आज के सुंदर ध्यान के लिए हम सब आपके श्री चरणों में कोटि कोटि प्रणाम करते हैं माँ। श्री माता जी, we humbly bow down at your lotus feet for today's beautiful meditation. जय श्री माता जी।
Mm-hmm.